thank you guys so much for joining me. As always, I like to start off not looking at the camera or answering any questions until the end, because I want to make sure that I get everything out of the way so that I can get the right messages out to you guys. And sometimes y'all be cracking me up and it be throwing me off. It take me too long to do my makeup. So I gotta look at my mirror. I'm sorry it's a little sideways. I cannot get my tripod to stand up correctly, and my other tripods are occupied right now. But so as I was talking about last night, people really believe, I'm just waking up because my voice just sounds really like this all the time when I wake up, and I hate it. But as I was saying last night, a lot of what I teach, people believe it comes from men, dating men, right? Or hurt or pain from men, right? And that's really not true at all. Everything that I really learned came from self-mastery throughout my life. By the time it got to men, my mom had already instilled enough in me to understand that you don't have to tolerate any guy and their problems, right? And it's so crazy because she was the one who I had to master in order to master myself, while she was also the one who had to teach me those lessons. It's just so crazy. And I was just thinking about that as I was perfecting my book for you guys, which I'm so excited to put out, because it's just going to be something I just never really thought I would do. But I know it's going to do great, and you guys are going to do amazing because of it. And I'm really excited about that. So, like I was saying, the reason why so many people are like, oh yeah, well, I know you say this isn't life coaching, but this is life coaching. Or I know you say this isn't therapy, but this is therapy. I know you say this isn't spiritual preachings, but it is spiritual preachings. And it's because all of what I teach is about self-mastery of the self and how it can reflect into your love life as rewards when you master that part of yourself. And I was taught that through learning lessons about rejection, ego, narcissism, love, and what it really looks like through my mother, my relationship with my mother, and watching her relationship with her mother. And my other relationships, of course, with my friends and everything, just added on more lessons to that. But she was the teacher, and she was also the lesson that I had to master in order to master myself. Because when my mom got sick and everybody forgot about me, and my life was just like spiraling out of control, like it was just so crazy, right? And I was like, you know what? I am going to, I'm never going to forgive anybody. I'm going to make something of myself and just watch. I'm going to be good, and I'm not going to have nothing to do with nobody. You know what? They all going to come back to me, and guess what? You know what they going to do? I'm going to make them bow down to me and pay me back, okay? They going to pay me back. They going to give me what I deserve, because nobody should have done that to me, And it was all ego. It was all narcissism. because I made the reasons why everybody was acting out and going crazy and being toxic about me and myself and my comfortability in my life and what my life was supposed to look like. I am supposed to have a good time. I was a great child. I never deserved any of this. I never deserved people to give up on me or leave me behind. They should be able to put me first. Why would you have kids if you can't put me first? You know, I just made it all about me, you know? And the fact that she wasn't putting me first in her sickness, that was rejection that I felt. I'm like, I cannot believe, you know, she couldn't put all of her whole lifetime of issues aside to take care of the kids that she had, and we weren't even children anymore, you know? And we were adults. We were in our 20s, you know? And well, at least I was. And I'm like who wants to be like this, you know? And I was like, yeah. So, you know, it was all from ego, all from narcissism, all from me just thinking I was just so deserving of this unrelentless sorrow and pain and payback. And I was like, yeah, they're gonna pay me back. And you know what? I'm not gonna even forgive them, but I'm still gonna make them pay me back though. And it was like God or the universe or myself was looking at me, and she was like, oh really? That's how it's gonna go down? That's how it's gonna go down? Okay. So that's what they gonna do. They gonna get on their knees and beg you for not forgiving them. They're gonna beg you for your forgiveness and being mad. And I was like, yep, because I'm a good person. I'm deserving, okay? I deserve all of that. And I was like, and God or the universe or myself was like, bitch, if you don't sit your $5 ass down before I make change, nobody gives a fuck about you. Everything in your life, everything in everybody's life cannot be about you. Like, it can't. It's just impossible, you know? If you want forgiveness, if you want respect, if you want power, if you want success, you want money, you want things for yourself, you got to give that to yourself. And the first way that you give that to yourself is by loving yourself. You got to love yourself enough to forgive them for what they did, because you love yourself too much to stop and wait for them to fix what they've done. And whatever they have done, you can only wish them the best with finding themselves. But you're going to have to go on, you know? Your life can't stop. How you ever going to get to a point of happiness if your start only begins when everybody else gives you a chance, you know? If you're waiting on everybody else to give you a chance to prioritize your hurt, you know, prioritize your pain, prioritize your feelings of rejection, you know? And I'm like, you know, I just had to look at myself and I was like, you know what? It's absolutely true. I can't be angry at them. They're people too, you know? They're all people too. And we are all just like a consequence of actions all trying to work together, all just a consequence of sex trying to work together to figure everything out, you know? It's not anybody's responsibility to know everything and to fix everything, but it is your responsibility to be responsible for your happiness. That's why it's like, you guys can't listen to these people online and these statistics that are telling you because you're black, because you're fat, because you're dark skinned, because you're trans, because you're this, because you're disabled, because you're non-binary, that you will never be happy and never experience love, or it just be, oh my God, so hard. Because you guys got to understand, everybody is out here pushing their own agendas, you know? Everybody's out here pushing their own agendas for what they're trying to do. It doesn't really have anything to do with you or spreading a good word to you. They're just trying to solidify whatever they got going on for them. You know, they don't really care about your well-being. They're just trying to do their work. You know, they're still learning their own lessons. They're just trying to get to their own, what is it called in the tarot deck? Their Ten of Pentacles, you know? They're just trying to get to their own Ten of Pentacles. And you guys are just a byproduct to them of that while they're doing that, you know? That's why it's like I don't really listen to a lot of minds or dating coaches or other types of teachers of whatever sort online, because a lot of people are just pushing whatever sounds good that aligns with their branding, you know, to get their Ten of Pentacles. I'll just put it that way. So they're going to push whatever narrative they can to get them the most interaction, you know? And that's why it's like, you think it wouldn't be easy for me to push the same narratives, or even push even more bullshit narratives as a dating coach? You know how many dating coaches out there just push bullshit narratives all the time, and they don't really know or care about the well-being of their followers or people that listen to them. You know, they're just doing whatever works, you know? But I really feel like everything in my teachings is really divine, because it was about my past and my own self-mastery, which is why my clients are the most successful, and you guys are the most successful group of people who follow a dating coach in dating. Everybody else is complaining. Everybody else is getting left behind, you know? But my following, they're doing amazing. My clients are doing amazing, you know? So everybody else is complaining and making excuses for why things aren't working, you know? And my clients are like, there's no excuse. There's no other excuse but for us to win. And that is because of my teachings and my own self-mastery that I projected out to the world. Because I could have projected into the world a whole completely different message. I could have just been talking about, hey, yeah, girl, get money, fuck niggas, get money, you know? And that could have just took off. But you know how many people would have had some temporary success because of that? Or not gotten too far? But I care about you all's well-being and the totality of everything that you all are doing. Because it is your whole life, you know? It is your whole life. Your love life. Love is a big aspect of your life, you know, in many, many, many areas. We're all emotionally driven, even in our careers. Even if we hate our jobs and we still go, it's emotionally driven. Driven, because if we didn't have any emotion, we operated off of pure logic, we would just be like, you know, logic devoid of emotion is carelessness, you know? So you would just say fuck it all. So all of it is emotionally driven. But yeah, I had to learn those lessons, and I'm thinking about this stuff as I'm writing the book, because I'm just thinking about how my mom was like the teacher and the course and the lesson, you know, and how it was basically like she was teaching me my whole life, and she was teaching me and was like, you getting it, you understanding it. And I was like, yeah, I got it. You know, I got old enough, and I'm like, yeah, I got it. I totally get what you're saying. You know, I got it. And she like, oh yeah, you got it? You really got it? And it's like, yeah, I got it. I totally got what you understand. I got what you're saying. You know, I got this, boo. I'm grown now. And then she was like, are you sure you got it? And then it was like her God or the universe and self or everybody just was like, okay, you said you got it, and then was like, and like pushed me off a cliff. And I was like, whoa, oh, you can't do this, you can't do this shit, y'all are so fucked up, oh my God, you can't do this, how could you do this to me, you know? And they were like, you said you had it. And instead of me hitting the ground and dying, shoot, a bitch grew wings on her way down. I didn't even just hit the ground. I didn't even just hit the ground and like land on my feet. I grew fucking wings and turned that shit all the way around. Flew up, turned it all the way around to lessons that I can now teach, write about for thousands of people, so that they can also grow those same wings more easily than I had to and breathe their own success from it. And I think that is such a beautiful thing, you know? It's just so beautiful to me sometimes, thinking about how it all happened. And this is why I'm always saying, you really, really do have to trust your path and understand that all of you have a purpose. And your life is really of perfect design. Even when it doesn't seem like it. It is of perfect design. And all of you are creators. You know? Creators of your own happiness, your own success. You guys do it all the time, just from my Instagram posts. You do it all the time. You sit there, you get mad at first because I'm telling you, no, you can do it. You got it. I gave it to you. You got it. Here you go. Now all you got to do is apply it. Here you go. And you guys get mad. No, this is not how it's supposed to go. Oh my God. Did the same thing that I did to my mom, you know. No, you can't do it like this. What about this? What about that? Right? But this so-and-so said this. I can't do it like this. This is not possible. Just for you to go and apply it and then do better than you ever thought that you could do in an even shorter amount of time. And it's just so crazy how it always works like that. You know? It's so crazy. And I think it's beautiful. I watch it with my clients. When they're like, I don't know what's going on. Why is it so hard? And I'm like, well, are you actually applying what I'm giving you? And then they're like, yes, I'm perfectly doing it. And I'm like, okay, well, show me how you did it. And then they be like, oh, well, okay, I'll come back when I actually do it, right? And then they come back after they sit down, they think about how they weren't applying it because of self-doubt, absolutely. And then they actually do apply it, and they're like, oh, it was all, I could do it the whole entire time. Like, yeah. So all of my lessons, well, I won't say all, because life, my whole entire life is a learning process, the whole thing, right? But a lot of my lessons came from my mother, and learning about love with her, learning about forgiveness with her, learning about people through her. And it's just really, really beautiful that I can translate this to you guys now, not only on Instagram and Twitter, but on YouTube, through private sessions, and in my upcoming book. And I was just sitting there thinking about it as I was writing it, and I'm just like, wow, that's really, really amazing, you know? And, you know, I hope that you guys get, I know that you guys will get a lot out of it, but I do hope that you guys understand your own paths and your own journeys much better. You know, you understand that you guys are individually, you guys are individually divine, no matter who's pushing what narratives on here. Because let me tell you something, people were telling you you're small, or something's wrong with you, or you can't do something because you're not this or you're not that. They're nobodies. That's just fear. Fear, the devil, whatever you want to call it. And fear lies. The devil lies. It looks at you and it says, you know, like, oh, you think you can do that? Well, guess what? You can't. You can't. And you're like, why? Why can't I? Why can't I do it? And you're like, well, you can't just because you can't. You can't because you're this, because you're that. Nobody's going to listen to you. Nobody's going to like you. And it's all just fear. And that's because fear is only there to create balance, you know? That's how I look at it. Any fears that I have is just to create a balance in my life so that I don't go in it completely ignorant thinking I'm going to master it, you know? I need fear. I need hate. I need all of that to balance me so that I don't go into anything thinking I know everything, and always continue to learn and continue to master myself. So fear, hate, jealousy, you know, vitriol, all of that is well needed because it balances me out. Because if I was just going around with no fear, hate, or jealousy, then I would never master anything because I would believe I know everything. But because I know I don't, and I do come in contact with these things, it just balances me out more and lets me know that, reminds me that I still have such a long way to go and much, much more to learn. Like, much, much more to learn. And that is the beauty of not giving up on yourself because of fear, hate, jealousy, comfortability, ego, thinking people owe you something, you know, or any of that. That is the beauty of it. Ooh. So yeah,